Hey everybody, it's Karen from So Creative, and I wanted to talk to you today about Japanese rice bags. I am on a roll with them. I am having such a good time, and I wanted to share how I put them together. So, if you've always wanted to make one, or you have never even heard of one before, this is what they look like. So this is one of my early ones. And they can be embellished by hand or by machine. So let's talk about how to put one together. First of all, you're going to want to get the pattern called My Stitchin' Bag. It's a great pattern. What it does is, first of all, she shows you step by step what size to cut your fabrics, how they're going to go together. She gives you suggestions on how to embellish them. I used her pattern with one of our packs and just started making different shapes like she talks about. And then I embellished them with my own pre-sewn pieces. But I also embellished with stitching. You can see my embroidery. And I mean, the sky's the limit as to what you can do. So let's get started step by step. Once you've followed her directions and put together your fabrics, if you want to do it her way, then you're going to want to start embellishing. Now, I always put a product called Form Flex on the back before I get started, because when I stitch, the Form Flex gives me some support so that my stitching is nice and the fabric doesn't scrunch on me and I don't need to use a hoop. So this is Form Flex. It's sold by the yard. It's only 22 inches wide, so keep that in mind when you buy your Form Flex. So then I'm going to start embellishing. So I look at the fabrics and I say, okay, how do I want to embellish? If there's a big wide open space, then maybe I'm going to put circles on it, or maybe I'm going to do some other kind of embroidery. The circles came from this circle set. You just pop out a circle and trace around it. So you know, this is a bigger one, but it's an idea for you to see. They're really easy to trace around. I use these wonderful markers. So these markers can be ironed on and they don't fall apart when you iron them. So, fall apart. Anyway, what happens is when you iron, the mark will stay. It will not disappear, okay? Like a friction pen. When you hit a friction pen with heat, it's going to disappear. When you mark with this, the mark stays. It's very nice and dark, so you see exactly where you want to stitch. And then when you're done stitching, you can come back in with this eraser and the lines just disappear. We did test a friction pen and this marker with an iron, and once this was erased, there was no residue. But with a friction pen, we did see some residue. So I really have converted over to this marker set. I just think it is the best. Okay, so that's how I do circles. But if I want to do fancier stitches, then I have these embroidery stencils, which I also love. There's all of these different patterns that you can do. And again, I just mark through the stencil. Let's see if I can match this guy up. Here it is, right here. So you can see, well, There, you can see that I just marked with my marker and then I went over it. I like to use pearl cotton because it stands up really nicely on the fabric. There are 4 different stencils with lots of different stitches for you to use. So that's embroidery stencils. Okay, once I have embellished the 4 sides that I want to use, I iron a piece of fusible fleece onto the back. I really like fusible fleece because it's soft, but it also gives the whole thing body, and I really want my bag to have some body to it. I also put the fusible fleece on the fabric that I use for the bottom. Now I use whatever I have. I don't worry because you're not really going to see it that much, so it doesn't matter to me, but I will tell you that I really love using cotton linen blend fabric because, again, it has a little bit more weight than just regular cotton. So if you look on our website, we have put together a bunch of cotton linen blend fabrics in fat quarter packs for you. There's 5 different fat quarters. You will have enough fabric for at least 3 bags with 5 fat quarters, maybe even more if you throw in some other of your fabrics from your stash. For the ties, you're going to want 2 yards of twill tape. And again, we have lots of different colors of twill tape on our website, but we're including 2 yards to get you started in this fat quarter pack. Another thing that we have to help you with embellishing is that we have all of these creativity packs, which have buttons and trims and all kinds of different fabrics. So check our website for creative packs and see if there's any that appeal to you that would work well with your bag. I want to show you this bag, which was done by Dinah, one of our employees. She used a pack that we did and still have that has this wonderful square fabric in it. She did her whole thing by machine using her fancy machine stitches. You see them? And she also embellished with a lot of buttons. So you don't have to do it all by hand. You can do it by machine. You can put charms and all kinds of things on it, and it's really a great way to just go wild. When you go to put it together, you can see this is another one that I'm working on. I have the right side on the inside, and then I have the right side of my lining out so that it's going to fit right in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these rectangles, and she tells you what size and all of that. I will say that I put FormFlex inside my rectangles so that, again, the fabric stands up a little bit more. I'm going to put one on each side facing in, and I'm just going to stitch all the way around. Now, she tells you to leave a hole in your lining, and that's how you turn the whole bag inside out. So it's really easy to do, and by the time I got to the end, she talks about making these cords, but I just went, you know what? I love twill tape. It comes in lots of colors. When I'm done, I'm done. So I use the twill tape for that. I think that's everything. If you have any questions, please post them and we'll answer them for you. And please send us pictures of your rice bags. We would love to see them. Thanks for watching.